So my $1,000 Apple Pencil decided to stop working after 4 years of glorious use. And since I can't replace the battery myself, and Apple's idea of replacing the battery is to give me a refurbed pencil at 80% of the price, I decided to buy some off-brand alternatives and check out whether, for a much lower price, they would offer the same kind of functionality as this one. First up is the Momax One-Link TP7 stylus, a Hong Kong-based company who make all manner of third-party accessories. I've been using this one for about a week now. I bought this for 400 Hong Kong dollars, but as usual in Hong Kong, there is always someone selling it for a lower price, so it can range from 260 Hong Kong dollars to back up to 400. And I wish I saw it at the cheaper price the first time. It weighs 13 grams, 5 grams less than the Apple Pencil. 5 grams for our American friends is roughly 2.635 in Jupiter mass. The pencil has the same replaceable tips as the Apple version, which is nice. It would be dumb to be different. 3-month battery for standby time, can be used for up to 9 hours with a single charge, and can charge via the iPad's magnet. The TP7 does need Bluetooth pairing to your iPad, but if you constantly use 2 iPads like I do, then it means you can't hot swap between both devices. I edit podcasts for some of my living, so I need this iPad on the go. And this 2018 Pro is for all my other personal podcast work and stays at home mostly. The TP7 comes with a protective pouch, but I have no need for one. It's there if you want it, and a nice gesture considering the price. During use, when I'm editing podcasts, I haven't noticed any issues of lag or even drawing when testing it for this review. There is one downside where it doesn't have the touch tap element like the Apple Pencil, and you need to press the top of the pencil to wake it up. It doesn't just make itself available like it does with this pencil. But for about 25 to 40% of the price of an Apple Pencil, you cannot complain unless your workflow ultimately depends on that extra touch tap button. For me, I switched to a double tap in my podcasting app and used the software for slicing audio files instead. And as I mentioned earlier, I have 2 iPads and this can't be shared between them both. It forced me to buy an extra pencil. I'm not unpairing and pairing this every single time I want to jump from one to the other. This is where I include the E-Pen01 from a Chinese company in this review. And as you can tell, it comes in this beautiful redefinition of what Apple white could be. You know, Apple should be concerned because if these two guys get the right shade of white, Apple is going to lose the stylus market to them. I bought this in Shanghai Po Computer Center and it only cost around 200 Hong Kong dollars, half the price of what I already consider a bargain. A full charge takes 25 minutes and has a working time of 20 hours. That's double the Momax. It charges via USB-C rather than the magnet, hence the quickness with its charge. But it does attach magnetically. This is probably where some of the cost cutting comes into play, as the clever magnet charging function is offloaded to a cheap USB interface. It uses the same tips as the Apple Pencil, and 2 come in the box. I think that's a neat touch because I had the impression these kinds of cheaper pencils wouldn't allow for this, thereby they'd force you to buy an entirely brand new pencil when it eventually dies. It has indicator lights informing you of its status, and for the low price, it has a tappable area just like the Apple Pencil on top. But it only allows me to exit an app. I really wish it was customizable. It has a rubber protector for the socket, but I've already lost it anyway, so it's kind of useless. And when it rests inside the magnetic charging cradle, it's facing in towards the device and not a lot of dust is going to get in there, I think anyway. One thing that is nice is I noticed while I could pair the device, I didn't need to. It works across both iPads. Then I did pair it and the device still works across both devices. Of course, battery information is now available, but only linked to the paired device. Honestly, I can't believe this pencil exists at the price it does when compared to the Apple Pencil. Never mind the Momax pencil. And I do have more than one pencil in my hand. I'm not just swapping it around, honestly. So this makes me think, why are these so cheap compared to the Apple version? Overall, neither matches 100% the ease of use with Apple's pencil. You don't get the touch button on the Momax, but you do get the inductive charging. The E-Pen requires a USB-C cable, but it doesn't need pairing. If I had found the E-Pen first, I would have just bought this. That's how much I like this one. Now, part of my channel is about trying to save money and also trying to help others save money. So I want to talk a little bit about total cost of ownership with these different devices. Now remember, the Apple Pencil cost me 1,000 Hong Kong dollars, and I've used it for 4 years. If you divide 1,000 by 4, then you're going to get a yearly cost of 250 Hong Kong dollars. Now, if I had found this at 250 Hong Kong dollars and used it for 1 year, then I would come out equal in terms of total cost of ownership against the Apple Pencil. Now, of course, the E-Pen is already cheaper, and all it has to do is not fail me for my first year of use to make this worth having purchased it in the first place. And the point of this comparison is that sometimes we do buy off-brand things and then they fail. They don't last as long. So I'm trying to reason for Apple's pricing here. Maybe buying the expensive stylus is actually worth it. Now, to do so, I'm deliberately doubting their ability to have such a long lifespan, because as far as I'm concerned, there has to be a catch somewhere. Why are they so cheap? So my hope is that I'll keep both pencils for at least 4 years. If that does happen, then the total cost of ownership is going to drop significantly. The Momax would end up costing me 100 Hong Kong dollars a year, and the E-Pen would end up costing me 50 Hong Kong dollars a year. Then I can finally objectively say that these two are a better purchase than this one. If either of these pens are still alive and kicking after 4 years, then this is just proof and another reason why you don't always need to buy an Apple accessory for your expensive Apple devices.